Hello everybody, we're here at the ProtoTech server, and joining us is 1011, Smokey, Dr. Sploosh, Rid, Kika, and Galia, and myself, Ray. And we got a couple people without mics, but we'll introduce some of the members. And go ahead, 1011.
I just joined about a week ago. I like messing with villagers and cleaning up people's messes.
Smokey,
Hi, I'm Smokey. I've been part of the server for a while now. Uh, everyone loves me, so
that's,
Kind of, yeah.
yeah, I
It's
guess so.
arguable.
yeah, it's a love-hate thing. So yeah,
Dr. Sploosh his mic is really fuzzy, but he's an old member. He's pretty busy. Red,
Okay, I'm Reed, and yeah, follow me on Twitter
oh
at
dear.
ReedPMC.
Kika, he's his muse or his. He currently can't get on Discord because of his mic. Yep, and he's a newer member, and he does a lot of different stuff. They just joined, correct? Galia, he's not talking with his mic, and he's been with the server for quite a long time, and he doesn't have his armor on right now. So we're here at the perimeter for our Mushroom Island, and this was made quite a while ago by, see, who was all participated in this? Smokey, you wanna
me and Red, I think,
Rid, and
and
like people help build and stuff.
Yeah, methods and OC as well.
yeah,
I think
To all
Galia helped
members.
build. I did a little bit of digging, not too much building. Rid did a lot of digging,
Yeah, about 1.5 million blocks.
a little too much digging.
It's okay.
So,
yeah.
Smokey, do you want to kind of take, you and Rid take charge since you guys got mics and you guys want to explain what this project is first of all?
Well, first of all, this is the storage room.
Yeah,
Okay.
I built
What's the
all this.
entire project?
Oh, it's just a mushroom cow farm.
Mushroom Cow Farm.
Yep.
And that's a Mushroom Island that
Yep.
was
Yeah.
removed. And then you placed in spawning floors
Exactly.
and dug it down.
And you have to dig it down simply because of the sub chunks of each chunk. You have to do it as low as possible. That's why we only use the first sub chunk.
Oh, we used just the first subchunk?
Yep. That increases the amount of mobs that actually spawn in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
You guys want to go down there now? So the spawning floors, there's 3 spawning floors.
Yeah.
You guys need slime blocks.
No.
I made this design to. It's basically an inverter. If a cow activates that tripwire over there, it will push the piston down and will let the water flow, and the cow will fall through the tripwire, not activating any other floor.
Okay, so I'm back at the actual tripwire piece here. And it's mostly just, the wiring back here is just to wire around so that you can get in more floors. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
By the way, we use pistons simply because redstone means a lot of lag, and it takes a lot of. It took a lot of designing to get this.
Yeah,
Because
I know you guys are
it's
working
as small as possible without using any redstone, so that it's completely tileable.
Yeah, you guys are working on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Really nice design. It's kind of interesting watching you guys like come up with different designs and stuff. So the mushroom cows will spawn on the mycelium, and we are currently in 1.10.1. And then the tripwire gets activated because the cows are tall enough to actually reach the second meter here, and they activate this wire, which will drop this piston down, allowing the water to come across here, and then the mushroom cows will fall down there. So let me go down there. Okay.
Yep. This is the killing floor. The cows fall down into the water,
There's a cow
and
right there.
yeah, they get bumped up against the lava,
Mm-hmm.
and if they get stuck there, there's a gas that pushes them back on. So there's no chance of a cow ever getting stuck. So yeah.
So there's lava, like kind of like a lava blade. There's a slab up here. Is that just to prevent them from suffocating? Or is that just to keep them down
There
low?
is a small
Yeah.
chance they can suffocate, which is like what 2% of drops.
Yeah.
But the problem is that when we built this in 1.8, there wasn't any possible way in which we could kill them without using a lot of redstone stuff. So we had to use this gas to basically relocate them and make them go into the lava. They get stuck, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's panes right underneath the lava, so the cows are able to continue through, and they bump up against these panes, but since they are higher than 1 meter, they'll also be inside the lava, and then this will catch them on fire, and then they'll eventually die from fire damage, which will allow them to drop cooked steak, and also the lava's high enough up so it doesn't burn the loot, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. There is a small chance that the cow will die without burning,
Uh-huh.
and it will be like in the water. So you can get some raw beef as well, but that's like 4% of drops, right?
Yep, it's a small chance, but to be honest,
Yeah.
we haven't filled not nearly enough.
Yeah, you also
Yeah.
get some raw meat, which
It's not bad.
you can use for other stuff. And then there's also this area right here where the mobs could potentially stop before they even reach the blade, lava blade, and that's where the gas come in. The gas ride this rail right here, and they'll come by and push the mobs back onto the water. Then they get a second attempt at getting pushed back into the lava blade, and then they'll eventually die. So do you want to explain the rail system?
So yeah, this is the rail system. The hopper minecarts pick up the loot from the cows, and the design here makes it so there's no curb rails, and that was a problem because some of the hopper minecarts would get stuck on the curb rails for no apparent reason. So this just prevents that and makes sure the hopper minecarts are always on the rail moving.
Nice. Yeah, I remember you working on trying to get this curved rail design down because it's like directional as well.
Yeah, placing the rails, yeah. It's a little
Nice.
bit difficult, but it's doable.
And then there is three. You actually got three hopper carts. That's just is that just for 1.8?
Yes, actually the one right here on the very end where the water is underneath the water,
Okay.
that one's not needed. In 1.8.1, I think was needed because there was like a bug where hopper minecarts wouldn't pick up like drops like above the block on a certain like Z coordinate or
Directionality,
something.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of an
Sorry.
annoying bug, but it's since been fixed. But you still got three hopper minecarts from that. And then the hopper minecarts come over here, and they're unloaded at this station.
Yeah. Just a simple unloader. It's not too complex.
And
So if the
For
hopper
rockets.
minecarts come by and they have items in them, then they'll get dropped into this hopper, and then there's a comparator that will be able to read that there's item coming out, or that there's items coming out of the hopper, and I'll turn around and unpower. Yeah, I guess I'll
Yeah, if we
unpower.
go to one over here, we can show that because
Okay.
come over here. Because someone broke the redstone. So if I put items, wait. So yeah, right over here, right over here. If I
Yep.
put a stake in there, it will just activate it and activate one dropper and the stake will get shot over here and up the elevator.
Okay, so there's kind of like two systems in here. Like one unloads the hopper minecarts and unpower the rail, so the hopper minecart will stay there until all the items are out. And then there's a second system which will detect items in the dropper and drop them out.
Yep.
Okay, so raw beef as well as cooked beef as well as leather gets picked up, and then it's dropped into this ice stream here.
Yep.
And
Is it-
how big is this farm? Can't remember how many chunks it is.
But
The
that's
whole
12.
farm is
Isn't
6
it
by
12
12.
chunks by 12 by 6? Yeah.
12
Yeah.
chunks by 6,
6
so it's a
by 12.
nice rectangle.
Yep.
So then
Also in the middle here,
got the item
like
elevator.
yeah.
So then the items come. This is T-Dale's item elevator, where the items come through, and then they go over top this pressure plate, and then they get sent up. Currently, got some items stuck in there. Have to tweak it a little bit, but then they get sent up, and then there's another ice stream up there. What were you saying?
Yep. In the middle of the farm where the rails are, we
Oh
can go
yeah,
check that out.
yeah. Good thing you remember that. So this is the holding station for the gas, by the way. Gas are
Yeah.
normally stored here when
We
the
should
farm's
mention
not
the
on.
fact that we broke all the bedrock here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is Y level 0 bedrock we're looking at, and then these are all other layers of bedrock. Yeah, we came through here and removed a bunch of bedrock with beds at the time. It was really nice. So there's currently a bug that looks like there's a gas here, but there's really not gas there. He's in the minecart over there. So we're here at the center of the farm where the two sides meet. You want to explain this?
Yeah. So we had to split the hopper mine carts. One reason is because the gas from the other side would push the mine cart back, so one side of the farm would never get items picked up from it.
Okay.
So
So like the hopper minecarts trying to travel across the entire distance would at some point run against the gas, which may be going the other direction, and at that point the minecarts will always bump into the gas, and therefore they won't ever be able to travel the entire distance. So it's possible losing loots.
yeah, and also it just provides so you get the drops quicker, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, so this in the middle here, it 100% drop pickup rate. So all the items that get all the cows that die in the middle, all the drops will get picked up no matter where they are.
Okay, so you got a ender chest and some soul sand, which are lower than 1 block, so they're able to pick up any drops that land on them.
Yes.
And then the trapdoor is just to prevent the minecarts from getting stuck up there.
Yep.
And then you got these hoppers, which when the minecarts come by, they will be able to put their items into the hopper minecart.
Yep. And the inner chests are to prevent the glass panes from attaching to the block, so the items can fall through.
Okay. Oh yeah, because if an item would happen to fall up there on top of it,
Yep.
it might be too far away from the minecart to pick it up.
Yep.
That's nice. Okay, let's go. Which way you want to go? This way? See how
Yeah,
long
sure.
the farm is?
Yeah. So all the bedrock here was broken using the vine and bed trick that only worked in 1.8.1.
Yeah.
A lot of the members of the server came on and helped doing that. So it didn't take that long, but
Yeah, surprisingly not. So we got like many of these spawning floors and then killing floors. I don't know how many floors or how many different individual sections are there? Like 4 or
there's
so?
4. Yeah.
4. And they all kind of have the same thing going on. And they all have this item elevator, which send their items up.
Yeah.
And then from here, there's another water stream up there. Yeah, so the item elevator send their items up here. And the items are picked up in this ice stream. And then they continue going on. And then they will go to a center location. So you can see the farm from here. pretty big. How many drops per hour does this produce?
24,000.
24,300. Yeah.
24,300.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and from that it's 18,000 steak and 6,000 leather.
Yeah, that's more than we would probably ever use.
Yep.
And then, oh yeah, there's a beacon there. Get some speed boost. The items come here. There's 2 main item elevators which take the items up to the collection system. And it's the same thing. Trapdoor with the items going through, and they get launched up there. I think you can drop down right here.
Yeah.
And then this is the on and off switches for, it stops the gas as well as the minecarts.
Yep. So the minecarts don't stop or something when you unload.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with minecarts, like duplicating and vanishing during unloading. So just to avoid that, there's an on and off switch. And then all the items are sent up, and we have that storage section at the very top above the Moo Farm. So why was the storage system placed up in the air?
No reason, just to look down on the farm.
Yeah, I think you said
First of
something.
all, you cannot put it on top of the farm because it will raise the chunk LC value.
Yeah,
Yes.
didn't want any sky blocking
Yep.
blocks that would block the skylight over on top of the farm there. And then also you want it high enough so that you could actually see the entire farm from above.
Yeah.
See the items are going up the item elevators. Got 2 item elevators. So Smokey, are you the one that mostly designed the storage system?
Yeah. It's just a simple thing. I didn't really put much thought into it, but it works.
I like the
How much
colors.
can it store? 1 million steak.
Yeah. 1 million stay, a little more than 1 million, because of all the
1.3 million, wasn't it?
yeah, or something like that.
Nice. Is everybody up on top now? You can see the farm down below. You can see
Yeah.
the rest of the Moosham Island. It was a pretty decent sized Moosham Island. It kind of
Yep.
goes off that distance and that distance as well. It's probably the biggest one near spawn.
Yeah.
I think so.
So over here
Want to
in
follow
the
the items up?
oh yeah, right here.
Yeah, the items go up that way, and then you got a ladder up here to access it.
Well, yeah. We'll go up there first.
Yeah. So all the items are what's this second outside? Is this where? Oh no, that's the items first
That's
go straight up.
for yeah.
First they go straight up. One at a time. Dr. Sploosh is having trouble. Man, that 1.9 hitbox thing. Keep pushing each other
Yeah.
off the edge. So the items come off for both sides where these beacons are located. Items come up here, and then they are sent this direction. You want to explain this, Smokey?
This whole thing is just to align the items against the cakes here.
Okay. So all items are first aligned.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then it goes around in a loop if they don't get picked up the first time. These are
Then
just simple item sorters, and there's a dropper below that shoots the items out.
okay,
And
so
then,
every single item that comes through is sorted individually first. So you got raws, cooks, and leather. And then they go into a second part down here.
yeah, so they get shot out, and then they get aligned accordingly to the cakes here,
Okay.
and they fall down into the storage, and then they get aligned against the hoppers and get picked up.
So each
So
one of these droppers kind of has their own water line that goes directly to the right place.
yeah. So if you come down here, you can see all steak is dropping right here,
Okay, I see a lot
right
of
behind you,
steak ones.
right here.
Where are you? You're down, right? Okay.
Yeah. So you can see all the steak falling, I think.
I think most of it dropped down already.
Yeah.
Over there, I see some dropping. So this whole side is for steak, is that you're saying?
Oh, here comes the steak. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So here comes the steak, and it gets aligned. It's aligned against the hopper, and then it goes down the line and around in a big loop to all the chests.
So the steak one's the biggest one, takes up most of the storage room.
Yeah, the steak has the 1 million, and we have smaller sections for the leather and raw beef.
Okay, so this one over here, this is for,
I'm not sure. I think this is
I think
That's
this
leather.
is
this is raw beef.
I think
That's
this is
raw beef.
raw.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that was
We can hop down and look.
Okay. Raw, and then over this side would be leather.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this one's actually full. Okay, I'm hopping down. How did you hop? Oh,
Yeah. So
Okay.
as you can see, the raw beef, we barely
as
filled
much.
up.
so you get a lot less
So
raw
yeah,
beef.
yeah.
And
If
then
you come over here,
Okay.
you can see the steak. All the steak is in all of these chests.
Oh, wow.
So the steak compared to the raw beef is like minuscule. So
Yeah, so these lanterns on top just tell when the entire section is full.
yeah,
Cool. And then must be people taking steak out of this one. Oh, yeah.
yeah. Well, it's not. Yeah, that one's not full yet.
Oh, it goes from that side this way.
Yeah, and then it goes over to this one. People
Oh,
haven't
okay.
AFK'd here enough. So
Yeah. Yeah, we made it. Then we got so much beef the first like hour, so we didn't even need to AFK much more.
yeah,
Nice.
and we got the leather over here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the leather is almost full. Oh, it's really close to being full. Why isn't it full? Must be hoppers aren't full.
Oh, someone took a little bit out.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Nice. I really like this balcony where you can go out over top of the farm. Yeah, you're not influencing it. And then the mushrooms will spawn down there. You can see them way down there. Just little specks. It's pretty far up. How high are we up? 170? Nice.
Yeah.
So that's the mushroom farm. It provides a lot of steak. Pretty much all our food we use is steak. Now that we have this up. And next up we will probably show the Nether Hub. So got this big portal here that takes us to our Nether Hub. So we're here at our Nether Hub, and this was designed by Animos and who else? Probably Dr. Sploosh.
Yep. Yeah, but
Yeah, it looks really
Yeah.
nice. I was afraid it wasn't gonna be like entirely functional because it's very aesthetic. But yeah, it turned out really nice. I like these stairwells that go up straight up into the nether ceiling.
Yeah. The only bad thing about it is zombie pigmen can spawn. So
Correct. It was also designed to prevent gas from spawning. So the layout is made so that there is no actual spot for gas to spawn inside of this nether hub here. So we don't have to worry about gas going up in top of the bedrock ceiling and shooting down, because like a lot of this quartz is easily broken by gas, which yeah, you don't want to get all your quartz destroyed. So the nether hub is located right in the nether coordinates of the overworld, so it's pretty much right where the overworld's at, but in the nether. And then we made a big circle out of, we removed bedrock in a circle here.
Yep.
We did that a long time ago, but it looks really nice now. I wasn't sure what it was going to turn out like when we started.
yeah, and one person broke an extra bedrock right here.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was me. Sorry.
Was it really? I don't think so.
Yep, it
Oh.
was me.
I know I like broke like 2/3 of it or something, and I got around to the section I stopped. The next day, someone said they finished, and then the mysterious bedrock piece was missing.
I think the circle was marked out incorrectly. Cough, cough,
Oh.
cough, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the circles are kind of that way.
It's kind of like a flower shape more than like a circle.
A flower shape?
Yep, just check it.
Oh, the design?
Yep.
Huh, looks pretty crazy. Yeah, we removed the bedrock with beds as well. I did it quite a while ago. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. And then in the center here is the, it's the item, or the ender pearl elevator that goes up to the pigment farm up above, which we'll look at in a bit. Everyone's flying with their elytras. And then we also have the portal in the center so that you, when you come out of the portal, you can either go up on top of the bedrock or else you can go down these other stairs. And this will take you to the 4, well, we got, is it 8 directions?
Yeah.
Yeah, each kind of take you to a different spot. And then it's color coded, so this is like the orange side. Is this the purple side? This is
Yeah.
the
Yep.
green side and blue side. Looks really nice. Really like those sea lanterns up in the bedrock. But yeah, they take you to each spot. And then, anything else you guys want to say about the top Nether Hub part here?
I think at one time we were actually gonna like build a roof over this, but then we decided against it.
Oh yeah, there was like a dome design.
Yeah.
I kind of like the openness. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then underneath, oh, we also got some beacons here to give us the beacon effects. And underneath here is just temporary storage that we keep at the Nether Hub, which is, it's kind of nice to have some items on hand. So we just got some basic items over here, items over here, kind of like the stuff that you kind of want to keep somewhat on hand. You got some of those cactuses here, wither skulls, and extra beacons and stuff. A little bit of all the items here. And then, who got all these diamond sets?
I think it was methods, right?
Yeah. Methods did.
These been here pretty
Yeah.
recently.
Yep.
That's a lot. These all come from the 1.7 villager at spawn. But yeah, there's a lot of tools there. And then some personal chest over here. What's in my personal chest? Oh, wither skulls. And then right here is the collection for the gold farm, which we'll show in a little bit. But I guess we can explain that later. Now, who wants to try to actually get up? Oh, yeah, you want to show the notch apples?
Oh yes, the beauty.
Yeah, those are all the notch apples. We actually crafted. And
1.8.
then there's, yeah,
Yeah.
craft them in 1.8 since you can no longer craft them in 1.9. And then we got some extra ones here. Everybody can have a stack. And then we should probably store some for the future. But yeah, it's nice to have those. What's that?
By the way, Meth made all this armor so people would stop stealing his.
Oh, really?
So people wouldn't have an excuse to take his.
That's a good
It's pretty
idea.
funny. Yeah.
And oh yeah, then there's your TNT map.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of those here. Just in case you're afraid to use real TNT. And then you want to go up on top of the gold farm.
Sure.
Item elevator is a little bit messed up in 1.10. Okay, I made it back here on top of the gold farm. And this was made early on as well. This is a snow crash design gold farm. It's the donut shape, like the old 1.81. And there's 3 spawning floors, and you have the mob spawn on top of the spawning floors. Then you just aggro 1 pigman. Does somebody want to aggro a pigman? Yep, there's tons of them up here. And then you stand over here and the pigmen fall off the edge and they get killed from the fall damage, and then the XPs are sent up to you. There's a lot of pigmen spawning, but Kika, or how do you say his name? Kika probably. Kika.
Yeah,
He put the
doesn't
ceiling
matter.
on to prevent Enderman, I think, because we're at 1.10. To prevent Enderman from spawning, he put this ceiling on, which I don't know if I can even climb much higher to actually see the design, but yeah, it's some crazy, kind of like, I don't know what kind of design it is. I thought it was some kind of like Indian, Aztec, or alien design, kind of with a weird, kind of reminds you of like the crop circles or something weird. So yeah, there's these iron golems that are placed on the side to just encourage the magma cubes to walk off the edge. I think some of the iron golems fell off. They were sitting around spawn around the Nether Hub. But yeah, and then in the center, once all the pigmen are killed, the items are collected. All the XPs come up to the player. Currently, everyone's trying to take the XPs. I need the XPs. I got one. And then just got some extra storage here. There's also an enchanting table for early on. We had a enchanting table. Probably one of the few enchanting tables on the server because they take diamonds and we don't like wasting our
That's a
diamonds.
sight to behold.
What's that?
Look at
Oh yeah, yeah. Supposed to remove the walls so some of them can fall off. Otherwise, they get stuck there forever. But yeah, let's go down and look in the killing chambers. There you go. So the mobs come down, they fall down on this platform, and they die from the fall damage. Unless it's a jockey on a pigman or on a chicken, then they will die a different way. But then they come down, and there's this clock that is. Oops, don't want to push you off. And then, well, can't really see what's going on here. Yeah, there's a piston that pushes the items over onto this side, and then from here the items are getting pushed up by a slime block. Well, no, the item's supposed to be picked up, but some of them get through when the item thing is full. But the XPs come over, then they get launched up using slime blocks, and then the XP gets launched again up to where the player's at. And what's all that redstone over there? I don't remember that. Oh, that just goes to that thing over there. Okay. And then the items are sorted out and dropped. This is a sorter. Items are supposed to be picked up by this one and then pulled over, sorted out, and then we got nuggets getting sorted out as well as the ingots. All the items are sent down that glass funnel, and then the items fall down, and then we have the items come, and yeah, you can see down here, the items drop. And we got hoppers underneath these blocks here, and that way we can have the gold down here instead of having the storage all up there. Hey, you brought
By
some
the way,
experience points with you.
you can see that it was made in 1.8 simply because there's slabs on top of the redstone.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's tons of that on the server. It's right here at our Nether Hub, so it's pretty easy to get to if you want to start the gold farm up. And then also, if people are traveling through another hub, if you travel fast enough, you can not affect the person up at the gold farm because you're kind of loading the same chunks as he is. And then down here, the items come through these hoppers, and they're just placed in this large storage system here. And then,
I've used that a lot for the notch apples.
yeah, Rusty, AFK like on 3 different accounts. He got over 1,000 XPs on like 3 accounts or two accounts at least. But all the nuggets as well as the ingots will get placed in these chests down here. Then you break these chests and we get crafting tables which allow you to craft up the nuggets into ingots. Then down here is the ingot storage, so all the ingots get placed down here. And then there's quite a few chests, but once those get full, then you come down here and you can break all the ingot chests, and then you can place them down in here as gold blocks. So that's pretty much how we get ingots down into gold blocks. Try to avoid too much, like, moving items, dropping items and stuff. That's why you directly place them from one chest into another chest. You don't have to like just drop a zillion items out of your inventory. What's this stare for? Not doing too much, is it?
Nope.
Aesthetics, of course.
Aesthetics. It looks really good. Yes, it's completely functional now. You have to fly it, the Lytra. There you go. Sneak in there. Guess we can look at the tree farm that Omega Next made. Is it this way?
It's just a simple tree farm.
Yeah.
Probably the fastest. No, wait, that way no. Opposite.
It,
It's
yeah.
a wither based one. We got wither. Used to have a name, but we're in 1.10, so the names were removed from withers or bosses altogether, as well as ender dragons. But yeah,
Yeah, this is obviously like the best wood farm ever. So
it's a simple birch and oak wood farm, and I think he should be looking at the target. I put a chicken up here, so hopefully he's targeting this chicken and not targeting players that walk by. There's a chicken.
looks like he's targeting players.
He is.
I don't. Maybe it's dead.
His main head, just need his main head to target up there. Otherwise, his main head will usually blocks all the way around him, but he was shooting at people and he broke these blocks. But yeah, the wood farm, it's just a simple birch and oak wood farm, and the wood would get placed over here, and it's mostly a tree crushing one. The Meganix built up. You put bone meal inside, and then the saplings are over here. Works pretty nice. Get the wood that we need. Needs to be tweaked a little bit for 1.10. Mostly because I'm not sure if it gets enough items or enough saplings back in 1.10. But it worked pretty good in 1.8. It could probably work if it sent enough saplings.
In 1.11 it will probably work again.
Yeah. And then you also need to get this wood pushed back down again. But yeah,
The problem is you don't get enough saplings because of transportation.
yeah, well the items get, like pushed out and they fly all over the place. I think that's pretty much everything that's around the Nether Hub. Mostly the Nether Hub is just used to transition between two different areas. So let's head over into our spawn. I guess each Nether Hub tunnel has this layout here. I didn't know if we showed it. It has 2 ice rails for speed running, and it also has a minecart system if you want to take a rail in that direction.
That was my minecart thing.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, there's a video on my channel.
Nice. And there's also diagonal ones with piston bolts, but piston bolts aren't working in 1.10 currently. So that's what we're not using piston bolts currently, just using this. And then we'll probably have to tweak them for 1.11. Let's head over into spawn. So this is our spawn chunks and our main spawn place. And this is this area right here. Is everybody made through? Galia? I think he'll come in. But this, what's this, like a 20 by 20 area? This is where the players will spawn when they first join the world. And if you die, you don't have a bed. And that's why this area is marked out. Also, our world spawn point is right here. So all the items that come out of the end dimension will end up right here. And then we have some hopper minecarts underneath here. So all the ender pearls and like obsidian as well as sand that comes from the sand generator will all get picked up from this hopper minecart that we have underneath here. And then they will be picked up and then stored underneath of this spawn point here. And the portal is just right off of that area. And then we have the main iron farm, which is probably the main thing in our spawn chunks. We tried to avoid keeping too many items or too many different farms in spawn to keep the lag down. But the iron farm we do have in the spawn chunks. That is one of Spire's designs. It's not the most recent one. It's been
128, yeah. 128 villages.
128 villagers. Okay. And then Marvelous came in. He built in this aesthetic design around here. These 2 columns and this undercarriage part here. Yeah, our spawn chunks are inside of a pretty much entire ocean. We spawned on a little teeny island that was about not even the size of the main area, which is right over there. and the island was removed and replaced with that spawning area there, as well as this area here in the iron farm. You see everything else is ocean.
This is just a little bit of storage to craft the iron blocks. There's
Oh,
none
yeah.
because I don't know who crafted all of them already.
Let's actually go right where the iron comes down. Iron comes down over here. It's dropped from up there where it's sorted, and then it just makes its way through a ice tunnel or ice stream under the water there, and then it comes over to these like mini crafting places. Do you want to explain it?
It's just normal storage. You have to break the chest and then you press a button, which is here, and the water will flow and we will bring all the iron to you.
Nice.
And you can put the iron blocks in this chest and they will automatically go there.
Oh yeah, from here the items are dropped again and brought up another item elevator over into the iron block storage. This is like the smaller iron block storage, and then more. There's another iron ingot crafting station over here into iron blocks, and then that's
And
what's that?
because that was not enough, we have to build this.
Yeah. So any extra iron ingots after they go through those two, they end up down here, which is nice. Because then sometimes you feel like crafting a ton of iron at one time. And I went through this whole thing and I crafted all of it. I think 1011 went through this whole thing and crafted it as well. I also had a creeper blow up down there, which is kind of weird. Not sure where he came from. And then over here is the excess. Yeah, there's a creeper right there. Yeah, I knocked out some lightning when I was working on here. But the excess iron blocks.
The excess creeper.
Who made the ship? Was it Decaf?
Yeah. A long time ago, it was like, hey guys, I made a ship in spawn, and
Yeah.
you wake up and it's a warship.
Yeah, it just happened, like overnight, there just happened to be a big warship in spawn. Pretty crazy looking. It was just all made out of like, kind of like, what do you say? Startup items?
Yep.
There wasn't like a lot on the server.
Well, once there was like 3 beacons used in this.
Oh yeah.
There used to be 2 beacons right here, where the sea lanterns are now, and the 2 iron blocks.
Oh yeah, there was beacons there. Yeah, we could replace those. We got tons of beacons.
But he actually got the skulls only for this ship.
Oh yeah, he
That's
collected the
funny.
skulls. It's pretty massive ship. It even almost reaches as tall as the iron farm. Is it a helicopter pad back here?
Yeah.
Or was? Oh yeah, there is. Huh, that's pretty crazy. It just sticks a little bit outside of the entity processing spawn chunks too, which are marked up by these top slabs or bottom slabs. And then recently we got that airplane.
Yeah.
Jet fighter.
Rusty built that.
Jet, yeah. Let's go check that out. Okay, I made it over to the jet. Oh, this is pretty big jet here. I think Rusty built this like overnight. One day came on the server and Rusty just send a picture and it's like, yeah, there's a jet in spawn or something. I think the warship was built to protect the iron farm. And then I think he said the iron farm needed more protection, so he built this jet here.
Yep.
There you have it, guys. That's our Moo Farm, our Nether Hub, as well as our spawn chunks. If you guys would want to join the server, there's a link in the description where we take applications for anyone who wants to join the server. And hopefully we will do more server tours so you guys can see what we're up to. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.